Ever felt that? That quiet pull, maybe.
Oh,
A yearning for something simpler to, calm your mind, sharpen your focus, connect with something deeper.
that deeper connection.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving into a practice that's been revered for, millennia. The transformative power of chanting divine names.
A truly fascinating topic.
Isn't it? Our sources are some really powerful excerpts from the transformative power of chanting divine names, which really illuminates this ancient spiritual path. So our mission today really is to pull out the most potent insights for you, not just what chanting is,
Right.
but why it's been such a cornerstone and what real shifts it could bring to your life, your well-being. Think of it as a shortcut to understanding some pretty deep wisdom.
And what's really captivating, I think, is how these traditions view chanting. It's not just repeating words. No,
Right.
It's seen as vibration, as energy, a direct link to the divine. It's about tuning yourself, your inner self, to a kind of cosmic resonance.
Cosmic resonance. Okay.
Yeah, and that resonance, it has profound effects. It's less about thinking, more about, experiencing a shift.
That idea of tuning ourselves, like you said, to a cosmic frequency.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. The sources mention ancient sages of Sanatan Dharma discovering sound, or Nāda,
No doubt. Yes.
as the bridge between the soul and the divine. Can you help us unpack that a bit? What does that actually mean? How can sound be that fundamental connection?
It's a really profound concept. The idea is that every mantra, every divine name, it isn't just syllables strung together.
Okay.
It's believed to be infused with a specific cosmic power, a spiritual energy.
Right.
Think of it like this. The Rig Veda, one of the oldest texts we have, declares sound itself to be Brahman, Shabda Brahman.
Shabda Brahman. Wow.
Yeah. And Brahman, for anyone listening who might not be familiar, is the ultimate reality, the divine ground of everything.
The source of it all.
Exactly. So the ultimate reality isn't just expressed through sound. It is sound in a way. So when you chant, you're not just, talking to the divine. You're actually vibrating with the divine. You're aligning your own energy with that fundamental eternal vibration of the cosmos.
Okay, that gives sound as divine a whole new layer of meaning. It's not just a metaphor.
Not at all. It's deeply rooted.
So where did these practices really start, and how did the ancient texts elaborate on this understanding of sound and names?
Oh, this wisdom is woven right into the fabric of ancient Indian scriptures. The Upanishads, for instance, they offer this beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
In the Mundaka Upanishad, it says, Om is the bow, the soul is the arrow, and Brahman is the target.
Om is the bow, the soul the arrow, Brahman the target. That's vivid.
Isn't it? It shows how chanting, especially a core sound like Om, can take a restless, scattered mind.
Which mine often is.
Yeah, hasn't everyone felt that? But it transforms it into this incredibly focused arrow.
Right.
And that arrow can then cut through all the mental fog, the distractions, the illusions to hit that ultimate target, Brahman. Absolute reality. It's like a spiritual technology for mental discipline.
A spiritual technology. I like that. So it's a tool for intense focus, cutting through the noise to find a deeper truth. And the Bhagavad Gita, that speaks to this power too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The Gita gives us direct insights from Lord Krishna himself. In chapter 9, verse 14,
Right.
Krishna says, devotees are always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, they perpetually worship me with devotion.
So constant chanting is worship.
Exactly. He explicitly calls it the highest form of bhakti-loving devotion. But then he goes even further. Chapter 10, verse 25.
What does he say there?
He calls chanting the supreme spiritual practice. Among sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, japa.
Wow, the supreme practice. Above all the other rituals and sacrifices.
That's what he says. It elevates chanting to this unparalleled position, which, naturally makes you wonder, how did the great saints and gurus interpret this? How did they apply it in their lives?
Yeah, that's the next step, isn't it? It's fascinating how this ancient wisdom keeps echoing through figures across centuries. Each seems to add their own practical emphasis.
Indeed. And their insights really connect those ancient texts to our lives today. Neem Karoli Baba, for instance, a 20th century saint.
Maharaj Ji, yes.
He famously said, repeat the name of God and everything else will be achieved. Just like that.
Simple, powerful.
For him, the name itself was God, so chanting becomes a direct way to just constantly live in that divine presence.
So no complex steps, just the name.
It simplifies the path entirely, doesn't it? Focus on the name, embody the divine, and everything else just aligns.
That's a very direct approach. And then there's Premanand Maharaj Ji, who seems to take us inward, a bit more subtle.
Precisely. Premanand Maharaj Ji brings in this important nuance. He says, chanting with the tongue is good, but chanting in the mind is deeper, for God resides within.
So mental chanting. Manasik.
Yes, manasik japa. While chanting out loud creates this powerful external vibration, right? Mental chanting cultivates a subtle internal resonance. It draws that divine presence right into the core of your awareness. It's about moving beyond the physical act to this internalized, continuous connection, fostering real inner stillness.
Okay, so a progression. Outward sound, inward silence. And Ramana Maharshi, he takes that inner journey even deeper, doesn't he, with self-inquiry.
Yes, Ramana Maharshi, always pointing toward self-inquiry. He poses this profound question for anyone practicing chanting. Who is chanting?
Who is chanting?
He asks you to trace the source of that sound, whether it's mental or spoken, trace it back.
And you reach the self.
Exactly. His teaching uses chanting almost like a launch pad for introspection. Follow the chant's origin, and it guides you past the mind, past the ego, towards the very core of your being. He taught that this path leads from the name to an inner form, from that form to silence, and from that silence ultimately to self-realization.
That deep connection with who you truly are, beyond all the thoughts and feelings.
Precisely.
It sounds like an incredibly well-sophisticated spiritual path. This journey from sound to silence to self. Yet the sources, and Krishna himself, emphasize its accessibility, right?
That's the beautiful paradox, and it's crucial. Sri Krishna in the Gita is very clear. Among all practices, chanting his names is both easy and immensely powerful.
Easy and powerful.
And significantly, it's universally accessible. You don't need to be a scholar or a monk or a seasoned yogi living in a cave.
Right.
It's open to everyone, regardless of age, background, social standing, whatever. All you really need is a sincere heart.
A sincere heart.
And the willingness to just repeat the names, this democratic nature, you could call it, is one of chanting's most compelling aspects. It makes spiritual growth available to literally anyone.
That's huge.
Which brings us to the really practical point for you, the listener. What are the actual tangible benefits you might experience in your day-to-day life?
Yes, exactly. That's where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? Beyond the philosophy, however profound, what real-world shifts can someone expect? Especially navigating modern life, we need practical tools.
Well, this is where the wisdom gets incredibly useful. Chanting offers a whole range of transformative benefits. It impacts both your inner world and how you experience the outer world.
Okay, like what?
Firstly, it has a profound effect on mental clarity and focus. Think about how often our minds race or get clogged up with anxiety.
All the time.
Right. Chanting acts like a mental cleanser. It actively quiets those negative thoughts, that restless energy. It brings this deep sense of calm. Remember the Upanishad analogy, the bow and arrow. Chanting strengthens your ability to concentrate. It aligns your mind, breath, and soul into this single coherent flow, like tuning an orchestra.
Tuning the inner orchestra. I like that. So it's an antidote to the mental chatter and it sharpens our focus. That sounds incredibly useful already.
Absolutely. Secondly, it fosters emotional and spiritual growth. It's believed to purify the heart.
Purify the heart.
Yes, awakening was called prema bhakti, this unconditional love for the divine, which then naturally spills over outwards to all beings.
So it softens you, makes you more compassionate.
Exactly, more empathetic. And beyond that, chanting elevates your consciousness. It gently shifts your focus away from the endless pull of material stuff, distractions.
Right, the noise.
Towards higher states of awareness, helping you connect more deeply with your own inner spiritual essence.
Okay, so cultivating inner peace, expanding our capacity for love and connection, pulling us away from the constant external buzz. Makes sense.
Precisely. And thirdly, there's this aspect of deep protective and liberative power.
Protective, how so?
The repetition of God's name, Nama Sankirtan, is believed to literally burn away accumulated negative karma, those subtle impressions from past actions. It lightens your spiritual load.
Okay.
And many people who practice describe feeling a kind of divine protection, like a subtle armor of spiritual energy around them. It builds resilience.
An armor of energy.
Yeah. And there's even mention of healing power. Some scientific studies are starting to look at this.
Really?
Yeah, indicating that chanting mantras can actually help balance the nervous system, reduce stress hormones, promote physiological well-being.
Wow, science catching up to ancient wisdom.
It seems that way sometimes. And ultimately, this path can lead towards liberation, moksha, that profound state of self-realization. transcending ordinary limits, merging with the divine, finding true freedom.
That's quite a list. An astonishing range of benefits, really.
Yeah.
From daily mental clarity and stress relief all the way to spiritual liberation. It covers the whole spectrum.
It really does.
So if someone's listening now and they're curious, hearing all this, how do they even start? Is there a right way or a recommended amount? Does it have to be hours a day?
Well, the tradition does offer some guidance, but crucially, it comes with immense flexibility, which is so important when you're just beginning.
Okay.
Chanting 108 times daily is traditional, often done with a mala, those prayer beads.
Rosary beads? Yeah.
Exactly. They help keep count, but also free your mind to just focus on the chant itself. The number 108 is considered sacred in many traditions, and it helps establish a consistent rhythm. Good for grounding, for protection.
108 times.
Oh.
Okay. And what about the 1,008 times I sometimes hear about?
Right. For those seeking perhaps deeper meditative states or a more thorough cleansing of those subtle mental patterns, the samskaras,
Samskaras, right.
then chanting 1,008 times is often suggested. It allows for a much deeper immersion.
But you don't have to commit to hundreds or thousands of repetitions right off the bat, do you? That could feel pretty intimidating for a beginner.
Not at all. And this is such a key point that the sources and the saints really emphasize.
Good.
Even one single heartfelt chant offered with genuine devotion carries immense power. The real focus isn't on rigidly hitting a number, especially when you're starting out.
It's the quality, not just quantity.
Exactly. It's the sincerity, the quality of your intention. One chant offered with love and focus can be far more transformative than 1,000 repetitions done distractedly, you know?
That's incredibly reassuring. It really underlines how accessible this path is. It meets you where you are.
It truly does.
So as we kind of bring our deep dive toward a close here, what's the core essence, the ultimate takeaway from all this incredible wisdom about chanting? What's the main message we should hold on to?
I think the essence, and the sources articulate this so beautifully, is this. Chanting isn't just a ritual. It's not merely performing a task.
It's a relationship.
It is a relationship, a living, dynamic connection. The name Nama and the one named Nami are understood to be inseparable. They are one.
The name and the named are one.
Yes. So when you utter a divine name, you're not just speaking about God, you're invoking God. You're connecting with God's very essence, God's presence. By engaging with this practice consistently, you consciously bring that presence into every breath. It becomes a living, breathing connection that can permeate every single moment of your life.
Wow.
To quote Neem Karoli Baba again, because he really nails it. By taking the name, you cross the ocean of existence. Without the name, there is no refuge.
Without the name, there is no refuge. That's powerful. What an illuminating deep dive this has been into the power of sound, intention, connection.
It really covers so much ground.
Doesn't it? From the ancient scriptures, the Vedas, Upanishads, the Gita, right through to the direct, lived teachings of saints like Neem Karoli Baba and Ramana Maharshi. The message is remarkably consistent. Chanting divine names is presented as this potent yet accessible path, a path to profound inner change, spiritual connection, offering both those immediate benefits for clarity and peace, and ultimately the potential for the highest liberation.
Which really raises an important question for you, the listener, doesn't it?
What's that?
How might inviting such a simple yet profound practice into your own life shift your experience of your mind, your energy, even maybe your perception of what's possible for your own spiritual journey?
A personal exploration.
Exactly. We really encourage you to explore it for yourself. Maybe start today, just a few minutes. Perhaps aim for that traditional 108 times if it feels right.
With whichever name resonates.
Absolutely. Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Krishna Hare Rama, the name of your chosen deity. Whatever calls to your heart, simply sit, focus on the sound, the feeling, and just observe. See what happens. The whole journey begins with just one single heartfelt sound.